Welcome back to the RDY SET podcast where the stressed are depressed. My name is John.
My name's Angus.
I'm Ricky. Today we're talking about a little bit of a weight issue. There's something going on these days with society. What do you think?
Yeah, so more specifically, we wanted to talk about fat acceptance, I suppose, and
Health advocacy.
health advocacy. Is that the PC way to say it?
Is it?
I don't know. I think it's called what weight?
Oh.
No, I don't know, man.
I think it's acceptance of
Being overweight,
being overweight. Like, should we be striving for?
being okay
Yeah.
when we're obese.
Well, I personally think that sort of narrative is leaning towards like it's okay to be fat, which
It is fine. It is
Yeah,
fine.
it's okay.
it's totally fine if you're healthy. I think that's the problem. A lot of people are saying like, no, this is like health. I look healthy or like I am healthy, but blood tests and stuff show otherwise.
Oh, like high cholesterol and whatever, blood pressure.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But then you wouldn't know somebody's cholesterol levels or blood pressure, right?
It is hard for like outsiders to know, but I don't think looking, say like 100 pounds over the average weight is something that would be considered healthy.
Oh, like BMI kind of stuff.
Not necessarily, just body composition, that sort of stuff.
Like fat percentage? Is that
fat
what-
percentage plus weight, I think. A
Yeah.
combination of both. Like if I was like shaped like a baseball, not baseball, but like a watermelon, for example,
Uh-huh.
100 pounds over the average weight for my height, I think would not be healthy.
Mm.
What do you guys think?
I honestly, as long as for me, it's like, hey, if you don't have any health issues with that weight, I'm fine. But if you're promoting saying like it's okay to be this weight, or you should, like, it's okay to be obese.
Mhm.
You should, because you're loving yourself. You should embrace who you are, and you're enabling this bad. I think it's very bad because it causes a lot of health issues. If you're promoting bad like health issues and saying it's okay to have like be obese, to have high cholesterol. Of course, you're not going to say that because a lot of people won't say it.
Well, they won't know yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but like if you're promoting these things, you have to tell people like these are the consequences that you're going to get, right? It's like being super skinny. Being super skinny is not a good thing either,
Right.
because you could be anorexic. You're being malnourished. There's a lot of complications that comes with it. I think it's the same thing when it comes to people who are overweight or obese. There's a lot of health issues, and that's what I don't like, right? Like it could be health issues. It could be your ankles can't support your weight. People.
Oh, like there's some of those dogs that have like hip problems.
Yeah, it's hip
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
fat cats. You're just like
It's a
owners.
common thing.
They're just feeding the cat a lot of food, and people are like, "Oh, I just love my cat." Like, do you really love your cat? Putting it through all
The
that.
thing's suffering.
Yeah, the thing is, the thing doesn't know any better.
Your cat looks like a pug.
Like it's cute for us to see, but the cat
Yeah,
is not.
Like it's as health issues. It's like panting for the last couple of steps. You're like, is that even healthy? Like, yeah, you can say I love my cat. but The cat is dying, dude. Like,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought we were dancing around the topic. I thought we were talking about like plus size models on media.
no, we are but that's what I mean. Like, sometimes we go too much of the acceptance route, and we be very ignorant on the consequences that comes with it, because we want to make people feel accepted and not hurt people's feelings. Then we kind of go down that rabbit's hole where we're like, oh, it's okay, just plus size. Like, I'm talking about like really obese people who have health issues. They're promoting like it's okay to be this
like
size.
morbidly obese.
Yeah, I think for the record, we don't think there's any issues with plus size models.
No, this is totally fine. If you're healthy, hey, good for you.
Oh,
But
I don't think we should have plus size models.
Hold on, look, I kind of want to dive a little deeper into this.
Wait, why don't you think?
Yeah, can you tell us a
This
little?
goes in towards the whole fat acceptance. Shouldn't we be striving for more? This is as like
But what is fat for you? Because fat for me, fat for me is like obese.
oh,
Like you have trouble walking.
I have trouble walking.
Not like really obese people though. Like they're like waddling a little bit. They're like panting. Can't even go up the stairs.
You just described me.
I think
You don't need a wheelchair though.
Oh, soon.
Oh god.
Give me a couple weeks.
I think if you're looking like how Nick Ocado used to look, then there's a little bit of issues there.
Oh,
Is that the YouTuber?
the YouTube guy?
The guy that like tricked the whole internet and like
Oh.
lost all the weight all overnight.
Wait, didn't he die? Are you still alive?
I think he's
No,
still alive.
yeah, I think he's
Oh,
still
he's still
alive.
alive. Oh shoot. Okay.
Yeah, but I think if you're looking like that, then I got some issues.
I see, I see. But then he never really said that he was having trouble walking or anything like that, was he?
I don't think so, but
He had breathing problems. He was like coughing a lot.
what happened?
I don't know.
No, well, I saw that he said back then he had trouble eating and all that stuff, and he just he was more happy that he was more overweight because he's like, I'm eating a lot more food. There's more balance to my diet. But then you're like, you're coughing, you're like panting when you're eating food. I don't think that's a really healthy thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Did he ever need like wheelchair? Like I think if you need assistance walking,
he
that's
had like
kind
a
of.
stroller.
Oh, did he actually?
A walker?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't watch his stuff, but I just seen like videos of him like eating.
Like for me, that's a little too much. And I think my issue with people spreading like
Positivity.
body positivity when you're like that, I think gives off the wrong message.
Although he's not harming anybody by having trouble walking.
No,
what?
but
Like whoever's like morbidly obese or something like that, they're just taking up more resources, but they're not troubling anybody.
They're not. No, they're not.
Like if they are just keeping it to themselves, then it's fine, right? If by that logic,
sure.
like if they're not promoting
not
obesity,
promoting.
they're just having their own troubles walking around and stuff.
Yo, that's fine.
You're
If
okay
not,
with that.
Yeah, if they're not promoting it, it's fine.
Sure, yeah, I think so as well. But I think still should not be letting yourself get to that point.
Yeah, like, well, we all like YouTube comments, right? Just wait, I'm getting there.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
We love YouTube comments, and especially when it comes to, or even Instagrams, like posts. See people who are on the bigger side. A lot of people would end up hating you, which is wrong. But then you have people who are like, oh, you should embrace who you are. But people who are on the bigger end, when they have to post reels and videos about themselves, like, oh, you should love who you are, even when you're at this size. I find that people who post stuff are somewhat insecure that they have to tell the world, it's okay. It's okay to be this size. Like, you don't have to tell. If you're okay with it, I feel like you don't really need to advocate as much. I know they're trying to
trick themselves.
Yeah, some people do that. I know some people are actually trying to spread awareness. Those are fine. But when you're like constantly doing it, it's like, are you really actually okay with it? Because you're getting triggered so easily by other people. Shoot.
Yeah, and I think like a lot of people are trying to gaslight.
Yeah,
the
it's like
community to,
gaslighting and trying to make themselves believe or make other people's like, oh, it's okay to be this way. But I think if you're unhealthy and you're promoting that, I don't think it's good, especially for kids. Like, they're at a young age when you're absorbing all these TikTok videos, Instagram videos. You're like a role model, right? You have to make sure that whatever you put out doesn't influence in a bad way.
You know, maybe this is like compensation, because back then with Victoria's Secret models, they were always focusing on being skinny, right? And now they've gone so far past accepting like body image that they're promoting fat people or obesity.
Okay. Wait, what do you mean? Like the fashion industry is?
Yeah, is that? Do you think that's what's the root of it? Is how
They're promoting,
they always wanted people
plus size
like media. Media always wanted people to be skinny.
Yes.
And there's so much backlash from that now they're accepting anybody that's like plus size onwards.
I definitely feel like there was a little bit of pressure for these companies to kind of be more inclusive in terms of like body size.
Yeah.
I think that nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And I personally think the plus size models that these companies are using are at a healthy weight.
Yeah,
I don't
that's why I think so too.
I don't think there's anything too extreme with that. I want to hear what Ricky has to say later, because he said something very interesting earlier on. But yeah, I think that's totally okay. I think it's like the people who,
Obese.
morbidly obese, and they're angry on social media, being like, oh yeah, I think there was a recent, I don't know if you call it controversy, but Ariana Grande. I don't know if you guys know about this, but
No.
when she was promoting her new movie Wicked, a lot of people were saying that she looked extremely skinny.
Oh, she's always been skinny.
But I think something happened and she did end up losing a lot of weight.
Oh.
And she looked visibly
She looks
quite a bit
like
skinny.
Oh.
Yeah.
And people were commenting saying like, oh, why are you doing this to yourself? And like it was negativity that way.
Oh.
And a lot of like the morbidly obese people were like, yeah, you're like
Eat some cheeseburgers.
yeah, basically criticizing her.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's always gonna be haters.
There's
once you-
always this same with K-pop, right?
Right.
Like K-pop has a certain standard when it comes to size,
Yes.
right? You have to be skinny.
Yes.
You have to be lean, so you look more beautiful. That's their beauty standards over there. But over in the West, over here, we think they're malnourished. We think they're starving, right? And they probably
Are
are starving.
to some degree.
Yeah, so like it's not only just being obesity that's a problem, being too skinny or that's another issue too. I think it's just like when you're promoting that kind of health,
standard.
that standard, I think that's bad. I think it goes both ways. It's not just being plus size, like plus size, right? Like obese. It can also be skinny too.
Well, wasn't it like in the 1800s or 1600s back then? They were
Voluptuous girls are the way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the right thing to do? Was like if you were overweight, it showed that you're healthy.
I know back then, like medieval times, they
Or, like,
always go
rich.
for more chubby girls, right? Because it shows that you're coming from wealth because you have enough food. I think that's the biggest thing. But I would think nowadays, beauty standard has changed a lot. But I think it's starting to go back to that route now. Maybe I don't know.
I think that might have been the case, but I don't think people back then were as big as people are now, especially in the States.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, this is way different. I'm pretty sure. Because like food is so accessible nowadays.
And and everything's fast food.
Yes.
Everywhere. Like I remember one time just going down to the States to like Seattle to shop, and I was just kind of surprised by like
How many
Size
big
of the
people?
meals?
yes, like
Wait, meals or people?
people, both.
Okay.
But like I remember just growing up in Vancouver, you don't really see people big enough to be using like the strollers
the
and
mopeds.
shopping
Oh,
centers,
in the malls, yeah.
But in the States, you see it everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It's only in the States too. You rarely see that in like Asia.
yeah. So like at that point, like you can't be telling me that is good.
That's-
And
yeah.
I get really mad when people promote this sort of stuff
okay.
as being like okay.
Yeah, saying it's okay to have like health issues and
Like-
needing support.
If you need assistance to just walk around for 30 minutes shopping, and you're like not old or like disabled in any way, I think then we gotta
Yeah.
look into that a little deeper.
Yeah, like I totally agree. If you're not even, you don't have any health issues that causes, like I understand everyone goes through their own stuff, and sometimes you have some kind of illness that makes you gain weight or makes it easier, and that's something a lot of people don't see it. We just see it through like the first thing we see is like, oh, this person's overweight. I needs to lose weight, but you never know what's happening in that person's
That's true.
life. But the thing is, if you're totally fine, and you just purposely eating a lot of food and you're like, oh, I like the way I am, then don't hate on other people.
But then we don't know that. Like it could be 90% of the people that are chubbier have medical issues that nobody knows about, right? Or they're not vocal about.
It's true. But I also feel like a lot of people are capping too. Like I remember seeing this one person. I forgot what show she was on, but she was basically became very obese, and she was telling the host that like, yeah, I only eat healthy. I eat a lot of vegetables, and you can visibly see the guy going like, cap. But Yeah, I think you also have to be honest with yourself as well, you know.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have this delusion that, yeah, I'm eating healthy, I'm eating like the right amount of calories, but maybe they don't count the snacks that they're eating, and then
Yeah.
a little food here and there is like, oh yeah, this is a little bit. Drink like a large can of soda every day.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the basic knowledge of nutrition is very important. I think they still teach that in school, but it has definitely changed from when we.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their food pyramid is no longer the
different.
thing.
Yeah, because I think the food pyramid was also kind of bullshit too.
Yeah, I think it's a lot better now. I think now they have like plant-based protein. I think the protein and the vegetables is like the largest, and then the smaller plate are carbs. Yeah, where back
oh
then
yeah, carbs was the biggest.
carbs was the biggest, and then
Yes.
like sweets was like the dessert was
Yeah.
of course sweets is the last one, and then I think protein was like the midpoint or something
Yeah,
like that.
something like that.
Yeah, back then our nutrition chart was all over the place.
Okay.
But
So going back to fat acceptance, I still feel like if you're not striving to become a healthy weight limit, then you're just accepting shit.
your demise.
Yeah, I think carrying
The physical look.
the extra weight, it's definitely taking a toll on your like, you know, lifespan. I think
Yeah.
it's I think one of the biggest indicators for like longevity is like how much muscle you have. Like I think it's actually a thing. Having more like muscles leads to you living longer.
Yeah, well, lifting promotes like healthy bone density, right?
Is it?
That too. Yeah.
And like muscle retention. Like the older you get, you know, I think it's like past 30 is when your muscles start going down.
Mm.
And to order for you to maintain it, you need to do exercise. That's why all doctors encourage everyone to do some kind of exercise, because yeah, the older we get, past 30, from what I know, is that your muscles, you start losing muscle.
I thought it's because of heart disease. Isn't that like the number one problem with North America?
Yeah, I think
So by
that
like
is-
exercising, you're reducing heart.
Yeah, because you
disease.
need to keep your heart going. You gotta use your heart, right? You gotta
Yeah. I
gotta
think
work it.
that works out the cardiovascular system, and then I think that does help reduce.
Yeah.
I think one of my doctors said that, because I did a blood test, like I want to say early on this year, and I found I had high cholesterol.
Oh shit!
Yeah, well, not that high. It was like maybe like the limit, let's say it was like 80, I might have been like 83 or something like that.
Oh,
Like I was just a little bit high, and
Oh,
my doctor was telling me these things like
gotta like watch
But you
out.
already eat pretty healthy.
I do, but I think it's just might be like
Stress.
Genes.
like a combination of like maybe not eating so healthy before. I was eating a lot of McDonald's at one point.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's got a period.
Yeah, the thing is like sometimes you could be, I don't know, like normal weight, I guess, and still be having high cholesterol.
right.
So I
That's
think
true.
everyone should go to the doctors, and
When was the last time you went for a blood test?
oh, it's been a while.
Yeah, I definitely
long time.
definitely encourage it.
You know what? After this,
Yo, let's
I'll
do
make
it.
an appointment.
Let's do it. Let's do it next month.
Yeah.
But it's actually kind of tricky. I went to my doctor to ask for the blood test, and he said normally we don't just do blood tests for no reason. And he basically came up with an excuse because my dad has diabetes and my grandfather had diabetes. So he's saying because that runs in your
Genetics, right?
genetics,
Yeah.
I can use that as as
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
to get a blood test.
I guess it's because of so much
Sugar?
like too many people asking for a blood test.
I think so. It seems like
It's a whole process, right?
Our healthcare system's overworked.
I think so. I something like this happened before when I was like this might have been like 5-6 years ago. I want to do like a full body check.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I want to do that too.
That's not a thing here, though,
I
right?
talked to my doctor and he's like, yeah, you're healthy. You're like under 30. There's no reason for you to do this. But I was like, why didn't you tell me over the phone? First of all, why didn't you tell me over the phone?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And secondly, I want to do this. And he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
no, you don't need to.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, my family doctor was okay with it.
Oh.
I tell him like, I want to just do a blood, like I want to do a full body checkup. She's like, well, you don't have to do a full body, but we can do if you want, we can just do a blood test. Should be good enough. And then you checked in, and it's like, yeah, you're good. But that was like a couple years ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
Interesting.
that's so wild. Like in Asia, you just pay like $50 and then you could get it all done.
What?
Full body checkup.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Wild.
Such
Oh
a
my God.
scam here. What the hell?
Maybe it's the overworked and like
Yeah.
it's a whole
yeah, maybe.
process. Yeah. Oh damn.
But yeah. Anyways, I actually wanted to ask you a little bit more about your opinions on fat models, Ricky.
Fat models.
So tell me why.
plus size models. Sorry.
Yeah. To tell me why you just what bothers you
I
so
think
much.
if we're not striving to reach our standard BMI, like I'm above my BMI, like I'm overweight. But if I just accept that, then I'm just gonna keep snowballing, and get like turn to 300 pounds like next month,
Okay.
right? Like if I'm not making like a conscious decision to hate myself, how like my physical appearance.
But don't you think that would cause depression?
Well, but then no, I mean just be strong, just tough it out, you know.
What if people are not in a place where they can tough it out?
Well, then work
Sucks
harder.
to be you.
Yeah, work harder. Work
Shoot.
harder. If I'm okay with being 240 pounds, 250 pounds, whatever, then I'm gonna stay at that weight limit.
Okay.
But then shouldn't I be striving to go down to like 230, 200, 180 or something like that? That's like within my normal BMI percentage.
Okay.
Well, I personally think you look healthy. You know, Ricky, like
Yeah,
yeah,
I-
very healthy weight.
I think you look fine.
Oh, you're bringing all this positivity.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I think this is what body positivity is trying to achieve. Like, I personally think you're like
You look fine.
you're.
Are
you're
you happy with where you're at right now?
I don't think anybody should be happy if they're above their BMI.
Okay, so here's the thing. I think the BMI, there's a lot of equations that go up to that BMI. Like,
Right?
I'm over my BMI.
No, really?
No, I am. For my height
Okay.
and my size, my height.
Okay.
Because the BMI is by
Oh,
your
isn't
height,
it-
right?
it-
And weight.
and weight.
Oh, isn't it also like your fat percentage?
No.
No.
Oh,
It's
okay.
height and weight.
Okay, I'm getting those mixed up then.
Yeah. So BMI is your height and weight. And for me, I'm considered overweight. But it's because I like the gym, and that's why my weight tends to be on the heavier side just due to muscle mass. And for you, it might be like everyone's different. So I feel like you shouldn't just look at the BMI and be like, I'm overweight. There's a lot of factors that go into it. And, sometimes I feel people who are young who don't actually know too much, or people who, not young, but just anyone who doesn't know too much, might take it the wrong way and start going like a crash diet, which is really bad. You should never do. That's why people always consult with like a doctor,
Dietitian or something?
dietitian, a doctor. I think that's the most important part. Like for you, Ricky, I don't think you're
But I am overweight.
okay.
Like my body fat percentage is high.
I think that's okay. Like, if you like don't like, I guess, your body composition or whatever, and you want to work towards it, totally okay.
Yeah.
No issue with that.
So how do you?
But then I think if people accept that their body fat percentage is high and they're just like, it's fine, it is what it is, then it's gonna get worse and worse. But then we should always strive to be better, right? Isn't this just sort of like how, this is also like about minimum wage. Like they keep raising the minimum wage and accepting like, oh yeah, it's just gonna be like 18 bucks an hour. And people are saying, oh, minimum wage should be more because we need to be able to buy a house.
Yeah, or keep up with inflation.
Keep up with inflation. Well, I want to buy a Lexus. I need more. Minimum wage to be 40 bucks an hour.
Yeah.
But then it's designed that way so that you strive to improve yourself, right? So that you make more money
Instead of just complaining.
instead of just complaining. So then by that, it's sort of similar with the weight. If I'm okay with, or if the body fat percentage is high and society just accepts it, then nobody's going to strive for
better.
a better, lower percentage.
Yeah, more healthier
Exactly.
option. Okay.
That's a very interesting thought.
Do you feel that you want to thrive for more?
Yeah. But then I can't really say that because I'm not making any changes about that.
I think that's.
But I don't think we should be accepting that the body fat percentage is like 30%,
Don't you feel that
40% or
creates
something.
a lot of pressure in
Yeah.
society then?
Yeah.
Because Japan
Nothing
does
wrong
that.
with pressure.
Like-
That's how diamonds are made, baby.
So you want them to be beautiful. You might end up being very beautiful at the very end. But then like Asia, the standard is skinny. still
Yes.
skinny,
Yes.
and they fat shame you.
Yeah.
Like there's no shame. Like they just fat shame you. They don't care.
Yeah.
And doesn't that cause a lot of like depression? A lot of worst case scenario, people just suicides. You know, because they can't keep up with like the society that's forcing it down their throat to be like, you gotta be skinny.
I don't think that's the cause, or like the suicide percentage is probably a lot of other factors, right? Like career and whatever, right?
But when you're young, you kind of take it out of proportion. Like, you know, we do something in high school that's super embarrassing. We blow up. For them, it's a
Yes.
really big deal.
Right.
But for us, like we're a lot older. I don't think it's as big of a deal, but that young people tend to take it a lot more.
Builds character.
It does build character. If you're able to get through it,
Yeah.
though, that's the thing.
Get through it then.
Oh man, Ricky's so funny.
Yeah, so what would be the right way then to do it?
The right way?
Right way to encourage you to lose weight? Like, because I know you said you see it as a problem,
I see it as a problem.
but then you're not making any changes to it. What's a great way for someone to convince you, be like,
Oh.
let's do something?
You know what I just thought of? You know how like our cigarette packages have like nasty
Oh,
pictures,
Like
Yeah.
lungs and
People
stuff?
still buy it though.
but what if we like have fast food restaurants forcefully like put
Fat
imagery
people in
like
it. You
eating
know,
this might kill you or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
But then I can see people are like, wow, you're doing a lot of fear mongering.
But do you guys ever see
But it's
Super
the truth,
Size
though.
Me, dude?
It's truth
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, like Super Size Me, that guy, like if he kept doing this diet, he for sure would have died early.
Yeah.
Like there's no chance. And I think this is a huge problem. Like the food industry, the hyper processed foods,
Yeah.
high fructose corn syrup, all this stuff is leading to people becoming more overweight.
Yeah.
And this stuff is more prominent
right.
In the States.
North
So,
America.
Yeah, North
so that yellow McDonald's burger wrapper should have a picture of a fat person on there. Is what you're saying?
Honestly,
This is just an idea.
Just an idea.
This is just an idea. Like on like the Coke bottle, you have a picture.
this
of,
could be
like-
you.
or like what like fat would look like if you
Yeah.
dissect a person, or like something like that. I don't know.
You know, in Asia, there's some countries that have mandatory military listing at a certain age, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Like
South
during,
Korea.
yeah, like during
I
that
think
time.
everyone should do it.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think
I think so
everyone should do
too.
it.
Like is it Singapore has that as well?
Taiwan has that. Korea
Yeah.
has that.
Yeah. Like
I don't know
certain
where else.
countries in the South America as well.
yeah. Oh,
so
really?
I think it's good because you're doing this boot camp thing. You're changing your lifestyle for like 2 years at a time.
You mean building like a regimen?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Make
it's
it
like
make
a
it
discipline. That's what you're trying to get from.
I think it's a good idea, but I don't know if I agree with mandatory enlistment.
Oh,
Just
Do
because
you want to go to the army?
yeah.
what if it just so happens that you get enlisted and actually war breaks out, and then like
Oh, that's perfect then.
Then you have the skill.
Then yeah, now you have the skill.
I suppose so, but
And what greater honor than to defend your country?
I don't know. I
Yeah, this is for another topic about mandatory
I,
enlistment.
we can talk about this another. If you guys want to listen to this, let us know. But I think back on topic here. I think wait, what were we talking about? Mandatory enlistment.
Mandatory boot camp for overweight.
Oh yes,
obese.
yes. I was saying that maybe schools should incorporate it into it so that
Well, there is like PE or gym classes.
That's
Yeah.
the whole.
It's just not enough, right?
like I remember running laps. I saw some kids just walking all 4 laps.
Oh,
So,
that's
I
me.
see.
like
That was me, man. That was
Yeah.
me.
Hey, what about fat camps? You know, in the US, they used to have fat
Like the
camps.
wait, can you
TV
tell me a
show.
little bit more about what fat camps are?
Fat camps are like, you know how there's like scouts or whatever, and they go to the forest for like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But then there's like fat camps for parents to send their kids to, and it's just like
A boot camp.
it's just like 4 weeks of boot camp,
Oh,
and they're
like
just like
straight up
doing some
exercise.
running exercise and whatever, and it's supposed to help them lose weight
you know what though?
and make it a hobby to enjoy exercise.
I feel like that's a slippery slope
Oh,
because if it's such a traumatizing experience, the kid's not gonna want to do it ever. again.
oh, so it's a boot camp style. They need to make it more
yeah.
encouraging and fun.
The thing is that I feel you need to hit people's interest for them to actually want to do it themselves.
Okay.
Or this is what I always feel like. people will only change if there's a huge consequence in their life and they realize that I need to change, or they want to change themselves. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. It's a bit, it's just one thing. And like people won't change unless they see there's a problem, right? And if there is if they do hit that problem, then they'll change. So they have to make an effort. They have to make a decision. I feel like sometimes when you force it on people, I'm the same person. I'm the same. Where if someone forces something on me, I'm not going to want to do it. No, I don't think anyone really wants to do it because it comes out like nagging. But then when life hits you hard, you're like, oh, like I need to do something about this. Then you'll make a change. The same thing with you, like jiu-jitsu, right? Like something happened, you're like, oh, I need to like change my life around, and that's when you start doing it.
Right.
I think if you send a kid to boot camp or fat camp, I feel they're going to get too traumatized. They're like, I don't want to work out unless something clicks with them. Then they'll be like, oh, shoot, like I actually need to.
I can see it as like another perspective, though. Like you need to do something frequently enough for it to become a habit, right? So
If it's like 90 days.
Yeah. So then if you do like boot camp for 90 days.
But the thing with these boot camps actually is found like there's a lot of these reality shows where like they have overweight people try to lose weight. And they found that this doesn't
bad.
work.
It's crash
Like
diet.
90% of these contestants or whatever, after they lost weight, they gain it back.
Yeah.
And maybe sometimes even more than what they used to
Yeah.
be. So I don't think these boot camps work. But you talk about building a habit. I think that's what's effective about maybe having this in school.
Yes.
Because in Asian schools, kids are they're doing like the morning exercises,
Yes,
stuff
before
like
class.
that,
Yeah.
and it's normal for them.
Oh yeah, that's
It
true.
becomes like a habit for them.
Yeah.
Like,
Morning exercise, the cleaning.
the cleaning.
Like it's a habit of like what's like being more mindful. I guess in Japan they do that. The cleaning, serving lunch. You all work together to clean everything, serve lunch.
And I think their PE curriculum is more rich. Like I remember watching anime, and all these schools have like swimming, basketball, soccer.
Yeah.
I didn't really have that in my school.
Same.
Like health is pretty important over there, I feel like. But over here,
They invest more into their education.
I don't know. I'm not a teacher, so I can't say.
Hard to say. Yeah, I don't know much about that.
But I feel if we do that, I think it will change people's perspective. I think this whole fat or not fat or like plus size advocacy, some people take it to the extreme end to be like, it's okay to be obese. No, it's not. Come on, man. You're having health issues.
Yeah.
But if your doctor says it's fine, then I'm fine with it. Okay. I think I think the biggest thing is like, if you think that it's okay to be fat, but you're having issues, like health issues, maybe you should go to the doctor and actually clarify if it's actually okay to be at that size. I think at the end of the day, it's just all about health. It's all about trying to make sure that you're healthy and you affect other people in your life too. Your family, right? Like what you need help from your family for you to walk to your car. You're inconvenience other people, even though they're family members. I think that's the biggest thing, is that you're being considerate. You're not being selfish. Be like, I want to just eat whatever I want and cause other people inconvenience. And if you pass away, what is the other people? You make them sad, right? Due to your health issue. What if you have like a heart attack at like 30 or 20 something? Like that's a huge ass problem. Like no one wants to see you go through that. None of your friends, none of your family, people who care about you. You're just putting them through a whole heartache. So I think it's very selfish.
And I feel people should strive better.
In a healthy way. In a healthy way.
Yeah. I think I'm leaning more kind of like maybe in the middle. I think as long as you are healthy, honestly, you can be however wish you want to be.
I'm like that too. Yeah.
Okay. I guess
Hey,
you're
man.
more on this side. Ricky's a little bit on this extreme, but
Yeah. For me, it's
from one fat person to another fat person.
I think healthy is the way to go. If your doctor says you're fine, man. Like that's just don't have a heart attack when you're young.
yeah.
Nice.
Don't push it.
I guess.
So,
yeah.
And I guess that concludes this episode. We'd really like to hear what you guys have to say about this topic. Are you leaning more towards Ricky's camp, where you need to be, strive for better body health,
body image, yeah.
or you more like us. We're like, honestly, it doesn't really matter what you look like as long as you are
You're healthy.
healthy.
Yeah.
So yeah, please let us know. You can find our podcast in the show notes below. We'll be on Apple, Spotify,
All that stuff.
all that stuff. It's all there.
Give us a like, hit that notification button so you can see the next episode when it comes up. Hope you like this podcast. We'll see everyone on the next one.
Bye.